started with April the 27th with our uh, weekly plans. And today we're starting new information and a new story with ELA. And the name of the story is called Visiting the Past. You'll see as you read it, and our essential question that goes along with it is, why are rules important? Why do we have them? You have them in your house, we have them at school, we have them everywhere. And there are reasons for it. Well, this has to do with our government, how we got started, how this country began more than 200 years ago. All right, way more than two. Okay, so here is the story, and it begins back in 1776, quite a ways, and tells you about us, also our vocabulary words, and how men came together and decided on rules that would be important to our nation. Along with that, as you have seen with the yellow wording, those are going to be your vocabulary words. And exclaimed, finally, form, history, public, rules, unite, and writers. Now, form may be a little different one. It has multiple meanings, not homonyms, multiple meanings. And a form can be a paper you sign, or in this case, you want to form a chess club, get people together that will play that particular game. I do believe that you are aware of all of these words. We've come across them before. If you find you don't, you are most, ask. That is super. All right. Along with that, I'm going to kind of tie it in with your spelling and stuff. You have your spelling, and you may or may not have one of the sheets, but you never have to worry because you go to Spelling City, and the words are going to do with E-A-O-U and the letter Y. And what's interesting about this, it is not going to be like ow sounds. I want you to think of the word dead and ahead and lead and thread. They don't have that E-A-A sound. So it's a little different. And you're going to have words like gym, J-Y-M, where you go to exercise, but the Y goes with J-I, a short I sound. So you're going to see a little bit different usage this time. So please study them. Please go through them. There's your 15 words for week 5. Make sure you're practicing. All right. And I do say that you have been, and I noticed that your scores have been very good for the most part. I'm very pleased in both sections. All right, so that ties in with visiting the past. Please don't forget to do the fluency in your papers that you have from your turn workbook. You're going to start with page 241, and you're going to work on up to 245 today. I believe that's right. And I want you to carefully, please go through them. Don't rush through them. They're all important. You've done them since we started back in good old September. I know we started in August, but our books and everything. So please use them. I don't think you'll have any problems. Here are the answers to be of help, and how I talked about E, A, O, U, and Y. Really check them over. Just don't fill them out. That won't help you. I want you to really understand. And again, if you don't ask, never hurts to ask. Now, 5, 6, 7 words in alphabetical order. So remember, everybody can't be first. So someone's got to be first or in the middle, or in this case, last, the 3 words. So be careful. and how that works from the dictionary, which we don't use as much as we once did. But here are your different things you're doing. This is here's sports rules. Okay, read it carefully. It's not a race, it's doing your best. And make sure, as you notice, your answers are complete sentences. They're simple but complete. And that really will help you in any type of writing you do. All right? And remember, we don't expect you to write this down all in 1 minute, and that wouldn't be fair. That's why the videos. Ms. Park is showing you again. Please do the fluency. We're at Unit 5, Week 5. So please, if you haven't, or you've got a little bit behind and hadn't put in your scores, please do so. That would be a big help. All right? Okay, now this, remember, that is all to do with ELA. That's a big, big part, but make sure that you do it carefully. The other thing now, we're going to go to math, Pearson Math, and we are on 16.5. And on 16.5, we're dealing with organizing data. All right. And there we go. And feel free to look at it again. Okay.
Look at the table. What information does this table show? This table shows the number of cups of lemonade sold by each child. What is another way to show this information? You can make a bar graph. Let's look at the title of the bar graph, Lemonade Sold. What does the title tell you about the bar graph? The title tells you what the bar graph is about. The labels tell the names of the children and the number of cups of lemonade sold. What information does the bar graph show? The bar graph shows the number of cups of lemonade each child sold. What do the numbers at the bottom of the bar graph show? These numbers show the number of cups sold. Looking at the bar graph, how many cups did Neil sell? Neil sold 40 cups. Now, looking at the table, do the numbers match up? Yes, the numbers do match up. You can use the bar graph to find and compare data. Who sold the most cups? Kim sold the most cups. Who sold the fewest cups? Tino sold the fewest cups. Who sold more cups, Tino or Neil? Neil sold more cups than Tino. How do you know Neil sold more cups than Tino? The bar showing how many cups Neil sold is longer than the bar showing the number of cups Tino sold. You have learned how to organize and compare data in a bar graph.
Now, on the papers that you do, the practice, I'd like to show you something on them. Here's one. Oh, is that, yeah.
Just a comment. These are like the activities
Got it.
they can download if they want to.
Right.
This is going to be in their workbook.
But I want you to know that you may have to fill out a bar graph. I wouldn't use pencil. Pick a colored pencil like the video showed, purple, blue, green. And one thing that's nice from a table to a bar graph, it gives you a little more information. And I will tell you, you could ask your parents. I bet you they may use them in some type of work they do. It's been used a lot for people to able to see how a company is selling items. As in this case here, the children are doing tickets. So be careful, all right? And then there's practice. There's also, remember, that center activity, there's two of them. They don't number them. What they do is they put a star by it. So the second one has a star. Answer your questions carefully. I'm anxious to see what you do on number 4 with the estimating. So be careful, all right? And when you fill the squares, check to be sure that you did it correctly. All right, so there's quite a few things in here. Reteach, say you just didn't quite get it the first round, it's all right. There's all kinds of wonderful things in here for you to do. And not all at once, boys and girls. But remember, save everything you've done or submit it, whichever, but please, I want you to do this because we want you to have clear understanding. And if you have any questions, again, don't be afraid to ask. It's so much better that you do, so we can be of help. And then there's the enrichment. So I looked at these sheets myself, finally was able to get in, and I thought they were very fair. See, complete assignments, and don't forget about 16.5. So notice how you can go to Game Center. Well, sign.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, do enjoy and practice. Give yourself a little break in between, of course, but don't rush through it. This isn't about rushing. Don't forget your reading. Enjoy chapter books. Maybe you have a magazine Grandma bought you and you really enjoy reading articles from there. Good for you. There's all kinds of things. Don't forget about your writing. You're doing 3 writings in a week, 1 opinion, narrative, and informative, and 4 to 6 sentences. All right. Then you're going to do the 5 things. Also, we talked about spelling, vocabulary, grammar, mechanics. Know where to go for the stories too. There's the activities for grammar. We've been doing this. Do you realize this is our 7th week? It's incredible how long you guys have been doing this with us and how well you've been doing. So if you, like I said, anything comes up, just let us know. And that is for Wonders and Math for today. Busy day.
All right, I'm gonna quickly go over the science for you guys. So let's see if I can log into my student book. I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's go to Inspire Science. So you're going to, if you guys watch this video, that's going to be enough for science. You guys will not need to do this later, but if you want to know how to access it, that's why we're showing it to you. So on your paper, it says Unit 4, Lesson 2, Engage and Explore, okay? We're going to be doing the engaging and the exploring today. So you're going to go to Module 4, so it's Unit 4, Living Things, Plants and Landscapes. We're doing plants still. There's 2 different ones. We're going to be doing living things next week. So today we're doing plants. You're going to click on the nails, and last week we did lesson 1, so this week we're going to be doing lesson 2. From lesson 2, you guys are going to be doing the engage and the explore. Right now I'm also going to be going over the science probe with you guys, so I'm just going to show you guys what that is. So in your workbooks, usually there's that purple page, and it's going to say, it would say making more plants. So there's these 2 friends, Talia and Ben. 2 friends are talking about what plants need to make more plants. Which friend has the better idea? Do you guys think it's Talia? I think some plants need animals to make them more, to help them make more plants. Or do you think it's Ben? I disagree. Animals don't help plants make more plants. They eat plants. So you guys might think, well, maybe it's Talia, because maybe you think that plants need animals to help them spread their seeds so that they can make more plants. So, you know, you explain your thinking, and you can write down there if you want. We're kind of going through it right now, so that's fine. And then you're going to do the engage. The engage is going to have the encountering the phenomenon. And today's phenomenon is going to be plants depending on animals. Encounter. How do animals help plants? And then there's a picture of a little, I think that's a sheep.
Sheep. Uh-huh. And look at the sheep.
I
My
know. It looks kind of interesting. Okay, check out bird with seed to see the phenomenon in action. So here's bird, here's seeds. Let's see the phenomenon. So there's two birds coming.
What season? Remember, this is what? Snow time, winter. So someone's put those seeds out there for them. They're quite happy.
So then the birds came and picked up those seeds. They look like maybe sunflower seeds, so maybe you can grow sunflowers from them. And the birds actually flew away with those seeds, and they might actually drop them on a different place, and so sunflowers can grow. Look at the photo of the sheep and watch the video of the bird. What do you observe? How are the animals helping plants? Share your ideas with a partner. So here you guys can actually write, or you guys can draw on a piece of paper, or write over here. You guys can draw here, and you guys can draw what you guys think. So you can say, like, maybe both animals are carrying seeds. So if you notice this sheep, that's not its wool. Its wool is actually covered. It looks kind of gross, but it's covered in seeds. Do you guys see that?
Where he's been.
Ooh. So yeah, and so whenever he travels, these seeds might fall off, and then it's gonna help plant more seeds in different places. Same thing with the birds. Okay, and then let's read this. Did you know? Did you know the biggest seed in the world is a palm tree seed, and it is about 12 inches or 30 centimeters long, which is about which is 1 foot, which is about the size of a normal ruler.
Yeah.
All right, so that is that one, and I think we have, let's see, at page 31. So now we're going to be doing the inquiry activity. Now, you guys, we're doing the engage and the explore. Now, you guys would normally just have this one, but I'm going to show you guys the actual video for this, okay?
Okay.
If you guys don't have access to this on yours, you can only watch this on my account. But it's the same thing, it's just this one will show you the videos and the pictures. Okay, inquiry, rewind, observe seeds.
Plants need seeds to make new plants. In the video that you watched earlier, you observed seeds attached to animals. In this lesson, we're investigating how plants depend on animals. In this activity, you'll observe different kinds of seeds. For this investigation, you will need a variety of seeds, a paper towel, and a hand lens. Before you begin, make a prediction. How are seeds structured differently?
So
record your prediction. When you've finished, click continue.
So you guys might write something like, oh, well, some seeds have parts that look like wings, or some seeds have hoods. So different seeds look different. You know, some have like a very thick shell around it, and some are very, very small and tiny and delicate. So there are different types of seeds, and I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of them.
Begin by placing at least 4 different kinds of seeds on the paper towel. You'll use your hand lens to look closely at 4 different seeds. Then you'll describe and draw your observations on a data table. Choose one seed and observe it closely.
So if we were to do this in class, we would have given you guys these seeds. And so just by looking at this video, so this is an optional activity you guys do not need to do. Watching this video will be enough. So you can notice that this seed is very flat and brownish.
Pay close attention to its characteristics.
kind of dark brown at the end,
Notice the
light brown
size,
inside.
shape, texture, and color.
It looks like it would be like smooth.
What words can you use to describe the seed?
It kind of looks like a wing, doesn't it? This
Draw
one
what you
looks
see.
like a wing shape
Kind of like a,
After
Yeah.
you've recorded your observation,
or a leaf.
click Continue.
Very interesting.
Look closely at a second seed. Pay close attention to its characteristics.
This one's very small and
Describe and draw what you see.
circular-ish. There are like these white specks around it.
After you've recorded your observation, click Continue.
These look like corn nuts to me.
Look closely at the
I,
circles.
I used to eat a lot of those, boy.
Describe and draw what you see.
These ones are very
Like
thin and
apples.
small.
After you've recorded your
apple seed.
observation,
Ooh, yeah.
click Continue.
But I don't.
Closely at the last seed.
What are these?
Describe and draw what you see.
Pumpkin.
There's-
After you've recorded
guys
your
have seen
observation,
these.
click Continue.
They have a shell in theirs.
Now that you've collected your data, take some time to analyze the data and communicate your findings. Use your data to complete the Communicate Information section.
So the communicate, and then I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. So on yours, you won't have access to those, but you'll have access to just the slides itself. So the communicate information, I'm just going to go over those really quickly with you guys. The first question is, look at the photo of the sheep. Okay, what kinds of seeds might stick to that animal? So we saw all those little prickly seeds. So seeds that would stick to sheep would need to be sharp, or prickly, so that they could stick to the sheep's fur or the wool, I'm sorry. And then number 6, did your observation support your claim? So earlier we said, they're all different. Some look like have those wings, some might have hooks, some have like a thicker shell, some are flat, some are thin. So yes, some seeds are shaped differently and they all have different characteristics, okay? So that is, I believe, all for science today. The last thing I want to show is one of my students, Ethan, wrote a wonderful narrative. He wrote about finding a genie lamp that would give you 3 wishes. And one of the wishes was that the coronavirus get out of here. And I was so impressed. He even added pictures at the end. And he wrote 3 paragraphs. He had
Wow.
indentation, he did dialogue. So I was really proud of Ethan. So I kind of wanted to share with you guys some of the writing that other students has been doing. So way to go, Ethan. Make sure, and Ms. Dominguez told you guys about that. Make sure you guys are doing 1 informational, 1 opinion, and 1 narrative each week. The other days, I don't care what you guys do as long as you guys are writing. And then if you have any questions, let us know. All right.
Now, one thing I'm going to